I hate repeating jokes,
Gotcha.
dude. I want to fire them off, and they need to feel. I need to feel as much energy for them as I want you to, and I don't feel it when I repeat them.
Gotcha.
So I never had like a set, set like roster of jokes when I was waiting tables.
Right.
It was always based on the people. So I would take, I always treated my section like my own little restaurant. Like I was militant about what was happening in that little area of the restaurant. So,
That's a good way to look at it.
But I also treated, I actually ran into the guy who used to own this restaurant. It was the Blue Canoe in Huntington, Long Island. It had just opened up. Huntington was like not a great area at the time. This place was kind of like reinvigorating the town.
Yeah.
And he would say, I guess I was 22 or 23 when I started working there. So I started working there when I was still drinking. And then I sobered up and worked there for another 5 years.
Wow.
So I remember saying to one of the owners there, I was like, thank you so much for this job. Because I was making like $80 a night at the other restaurant I was working at, working one night a week. And when I started working there, I was making like $250, $200, $300 a night sometimes, working 4 or 5 nights a week.
What was the difference?
Much busier,
yeah,
and more hours.
Yeah.
So I told the owner, I'm like, thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. He was a friend of my father's friend. So my dad told me, go into this place, they're opening, they're looking for people. So I walked in there, almost no experience, but I sold myself. And a couple of weeks into the opening, I said, thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it, yada, yada, yada. He's like, no problem. You're doing a great job. We appreciate you having, we love having you here, whatever. 2 minutes later, I cleared a table. There was an apple martini on the table. I go back to the busing station, the dishwasher. I'm unloading it. I take the apple martini. I go like this. I take a sip of it, start drinking it. He comes up behind me, taps me on the shoulder, and goes, "What the fuck, dude?
Oh man!
Weren't you just telling me how grateful you were
You go,
for
it's
this
5 o'clock
opportunity?"
somewhere.
I was like, oh, man, I just felt so small.
Oh
and
yeah,
stupid.
dude.
I was like, I'm so sorry. So
oh man,
do I miss it? No.
Dude, that's like when I worked at Albertsons and I was 2 weeks away from quitting and moving to LA to go to college. And I worked every job, bagger, stalker, checker, customer service. And the customer service was the last job I had there. And they caught me on film. They had just installed cameras 2 weeks before I quit. And they caught me stealing beer, film, fucking handing out cases of Dr. Pepper to my buddies. And my boss calls me into his office and pulls up a tape on the thing. And I was like a star employee. And like, he loved me. I'd been there for fucking all of high school. Like my mom and I used to go there like before I got to high school, so I knew the two bosses, and now I'm like about to go to school, and they all came to my high school plays, and like,
oh my god!
And he pulls me in the office 2 weeks before I'm about to move to LA, and he just hits play on the thing and just goes and just watches me like handing shit off, and I'm just like, I go, what is this? What is this? And he just turns it off, and he goes, so obviously you're fired, and I go, fuck. And he goes, I know, man. He goes, what the fuck? And I was like,
this is my first role. My first on-film role.
Put this on my reel?
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a I don't want to say everyone should go through or have that feeling, but like there is something to be said. I said on stage once, and I think I meant it. We were talking about getting cheated on once, and I was like, everyone should feel that at some point. But I think what I meant was just like, the character building opportunities that you get in life from certain tragic moments, whether it's death or like having that happen, like look out, like I'm sure you fucking gained a lot in that moment as far as like what your next move is, right? And like the ability to reflect on that and the opportunity for like growth from things like that aren't like, fucking, you lose that job. Did he fire you?
No. I worked there for another 5 years.
Wow, so that was in the middle.
It was right in the beginning.
So then that's when you sobered up also,
So then that happened, and then another maybe month or 2 months later, I got pulled over on the way home from that job after I got off, and then I went to a bar and drank so much, and then drove home and got pulled over, and 1,000% should have gotten taken in, but for some reason the guy didn't take me in, and then a week later I wound up getting sober.
Wow, dude.
So if I had gotten a DWI that night, who knows what would have happened? My confidence could have spiraled. I would have been saddled with bills and lawyers and attorney, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I could be dead now. First of all, second of all, I could be living a totally different life. It was like a George Bailey type of situation where it's like
my favorite grill.
You get to. You're not very limited on choices when it comes to George.
I'm still laughing at how fun that was. Hey guys, Adam Ray here for the About Last Night podcast. Hope you enjoyed that little ALN highlight, that little freebie tidbit. If you want to see more highlights, clips, animations, and episodes, click right there. Click right there and get all the free ALN goodies your heart can muster. And of course, subscribe to the show by clicking the ALN logo right there. Do that. It's easy. See you next time. Peace.